One fateful night when a single hashtag was enough to sink the entire career of Taylor Swift. It wasn't because of a shocking scandal nor a serious mistake, but simply because a 20-second edited audio clip released by Kim Kardashian made the whole world turn against her in an instant. Within just a few hours, Taylor Swift is Over Party shot straight to the global #1 spot, triggering the biggest online backlash in social media history. Taylor was nearly pushed to rock bottom because of a lie, and when the truth came to light, it was already too late. The irony is that this push into the abyss became the spark that helped Taylor Swift not only return stronger, but rise to become a symbol of female empowerment. And the most haunting question is why the entire world so easily turned its back on her in just one night, and how Taylor transformed that brutal moment into a comeback that made Hollywood bow its head. Let us retrace the entire journey of Taylor Swift, her rise, her collapse, and her rebirth, right now. Taylor Swift was born on December 13th, 1989, in the state of Pennsylvania. Her father was a stockbroker, her mother was a homemaker, and she had a younger brother named Austin, who is now an actor. While other children were still learning to speak, little Taylor was already humming melodies. At age 9, she had her first guitar. At age 12, a musician and part-time computer technician named Ronnie Kremer came to fix the family's computer and noticed a dusty guitar in the corner of the room. Ronnie asked about it out of curiosity, and that night, Taylor played her very first chord under his guidance. From then on, playing guitar and songwriting became as natural to Taylor as eating and drinking. She seized every opportunity to perform on stage and enjoyed every round of applause. To pursue her music career, Taylor begged her mother for an entire year and finally convinced her to bring her to Nashville, Tennessee, the country music capital of the United States. At first, the two wandered all over Nashville, knocking on the doors of recording companies but facing rejection every time. So Taylor began performing in local bars and coffee shops. Not long after, she received an invitation to perform at a music showcase held in a cafe. Sitting in the audience that day was songwriter Scott Borchetta. In 2005, Scott's record label, Big Machine Records, BMR, was officially established. Taylor's father, who was a stockbroker, invested around $12,000 to purchase 3% of the company's shares. In 2006, while Taylor was still in high school, she released her self-titled debut album, Taylor Swift. The album sold 4,000 copies in its first week and reached number 19 on the Billboard charts. After that, sales continued to rise and the album stayed on the charts for 157 weeks. The album included iconic songs like Teardrops on My Guitar and Tim McGraw, capturing the pure emotions of youth. Taylor used her guitar like a pen, singing the unsent letters of countless young hearts. In 2008, the album incorporated pop, rock, and synth elements, adding new richness. All 5 singles reached the top 10 in country music. The most notable was Love Story, an iconic love song that reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Another song, You Belong With Me, reached number 2 and became the first country song to top the overall radio airplay chart. That same year, Taylor dated Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers, though the relationship only lasted a few months. The emotions from that relationship helped her write Forever and Always. Although brief, the relationship gave Taylor a close friend, Selena Gomez, who was dating Nick Jonas at the time. In 2009, the music video for You Belong With Me won the award for Best Female Video. The presenter was Taylor Lautner, her second boyfriend. But the event that night was not about Taylor Lautner, but about rapper Kanye West, who caused a major disruption by interrupting Taylor's acceptance speech, leading to boos from the audience. Because she was standing on stage, Taylor didn't realize those boos were directed at Kanye. The situation became so severe that former President Obama publicly criticized Kanye, calling him a fool. At that time, Taylor was not yet 20 years old. Her sense of self-worth, like many young people, was built on praise and applause. Taylor's confused expression during those few seconds left such a deep mark that she needed years afterward to regain her balance. Phrases like, "the girl who collects boyfriends" and "a fake face" became popular insults used by detractors on social media for many years. Taylor had dated several people, with nearly every relationship inspiring a song, leading many to say she didn't seem bothered by the criticism. The two albums, Speak Now and Red, both achieved massive success. Speak Now made Taylor the first female country artist in history to sell 1 million copies in the first week. The singles from this album earned her 2 Grammy Awards. From this album onward, Taylor's country style began to take on a more mainstream sound. The album Red was a blend of country and pop, while her next album, 1989, officially transformed her into a pop star. In 2016, the album 1989 won Album of the Year at the Grammys, making Taylor the first female artist to receive this award twice. However, alongside her success, Taylor also faced many controversies. The microphone snatching incident in 2009 caused her to lose her moment of gratitude on stage. Later, Beyoncé mentioned the incident at another award show and gave Taylor the stage to finish her speech. Kanye appeared on television to apologize, and Taylor confirmed that he had sincerely called to apologize. But a few years later, Kanye stated on TV that he didn't regret anything, essentially denying his earlier apology. In 2015, at the Grammy Awards, Taylor and Kanye crossed paths once again. In an interview with Vanity Fair, when asked whether the two were friends, Taylor replied, "We're not ready to be friends unless I feel true respect from him." The next day, Taylor received a bouquet of flowers from Kanye, suggesting that their relationship had genuinely improved. But unexpectedly, in April 2016, Kanye released the song Famous, in which he openly disrespected Taylor and referred to her with negative wording. Kanye insisted that Taylor had approved this beforehand, even claiming she suggested the line. The controversy after the song's release sparked endless debate. Taylor Swift was hit with a wave of harsh criticism. Later, Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian, escalated the tension by claiming in an interview that Taylor knew about the lyrics, saying Kanye had called to inform her and accusing Taylor of pretending to be a victim. Kim Kardashian then posted 20 audio clips, each about 10 seconds long, capturing parts of the phone call between Kanye and Taylor. However, in 2020, a hacker released the full 20-minute recording, confirming that Kanye never mentioned using the offensive wording. But this truth surfaced 4 years later, long after Kim's edited version had spread across social media. The hashtag #TaylorSwiftIsOverParty rose to #1 globally. After this incident, Taylor nearly disappeared from social media for over a year and rarely appeared in public. By August 2017, her name resurfaced when she sued a DJ named David Muller. In 2013, during a group photo, Muller placed his hand in an inappropriate area under Taylor Swift's skirt. Taylor's team reported the incident to Muller's company, resulting in his dismissal. In September 2015, Mueller sued Taylor for defamation, claiming she fabricated the incident and demanded $3 million in compensation. Taylor countersued, requesting a symbolic compensation of $1. On August 4, 2017, Taylor won the lawsuit. The court ruled that Mueller's dismissal was not related to her report. Mueller was ordered to compensate Taylor with $1, but he has still not paid it. The Reputation era, a powerful comeback. In November 2017, after a long period of silence, Taylor returned to the music industry with massive impact. The album Reputation reached #1 on the Billboard 200 in 2018 with first-week sales of 1.27 million copies. Taylor became the first artist in history to have 4 consecutive albums debut with over 1 million copies sold in the first week. This album was her response to all doubts, reflecting past events and showcasing Taylor's bold, defiant attitude. However, this success led to another issue. In November 2019, Taylor posted on Instagram addressing copyright matters she had previously mentioned on Tumblr. By November 2017, Taylor's contract with Big Machine had expired. What was supposed to be an amicable separation turned sour when Borchetta sold the ownership of Taylor's first 6 albums to Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun is the manager of Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, and formerly Kanye West. The fact that Taylor's music rights were sold to someone she viewed as an opponent meant she no longer had control to perform, use, or release her old songs. To regain those rights, Taylor was offered terms she believed were unfair. Ultimately, Taylor decided to use the publishing rights she still owned to re-record all 6 albums and release them as Taylor's version. This became the most effective solution, giving her full ownership of her music. It wasn't until the full recording of the phone call between Taylor Swift and Kanye West was released that the truth became clear and her reputation was fully restored. But by then, she no longer cared much about public opinion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Taylor transformed into a tireless creator, releasing 2 consecutive albums, Folklore and Evermore. Despite the heavy workload and the challenges of the pandemic, both albums received outstanding acclaim, balancing artistry and mainstream appeal. These achievements earned her the Grammy Award for Album of the Year at the 63rd ceremony and the prestigious Brit Award, Global Icon. By 2022, at age 32, Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. This marked the second major milestone in her 16-year-long career since she first touched a guitar at age 12. The little girl with curly hair had realized her life would forever be tied to music. Regardless of countless outside opinions, nothing could overshadow her voice. A voice that tells stories of love, identity, feminism, life, and her own journey. In December 2024, the lawsuit involving the film It Ends With Us drew widespread attention from the public and the media. What stood out was that Taylor Swift was also mentioned in the related reports. Actress Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against director and co-star Justin Baldoni, accusing him of inappropriate behavior and a targeted smear campaign against her. Lively stated that Baldoni added intimate scenes outside the script and frequently discussed sensitive topics without her consent. Justin Baldoni later filed a countersuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, seeking $400 million in compensation. In his lawsuit, Baldoni accused Blake of leveraging her close relationship with Taylor Swift to pressure him to modify the script to her liking, while intentionally delaying production with constant change requests that increased costs. According to the 179-page file, a series of messages between Baldoni and Lively were revealed, including discussions about a rooftop scene. Baldoni claimed Blake had altered the script on her own. Although not a direct defendant, Taylor Swift was mentioned in the documents as someone Blake Lively allegedly relied on to exert pressure on the production team during the filmmaking process. Some reports stated that Taylor expressed support for Blake during private meetings. This was viewed by Baldoni as interference in the production process. The lawsuit is still ongoing, with both sides continuing to present accusations and counterclaims. Taylor, though mentioned in the documents, has not made any public statement regarding the issue.